Welcome, everyone. This is Jim Spohrer and Vaishali Main and Jeff, who we're going to get introduced to very shortly. This is our ISSIP Quarterly Welcome for July 8th. Vaishali and I are the co-host. We've been doing this, Vaishali, I think since 2024, every quarter, every 3 months. Yeah. And it's great. It's a great opportunity for us to meet some of the new people who've signed up for ISIP. And we usually just share who we are and where we're from, some fun facts, how we found out about ISIP, what our goals and interests are. And, we just try to have fun and make this informal and nice for everyone. Um, just to say a little bit more about myself, I'm Jim Spohr. I'm one of the founders and board members at ISIP. I'm retired from IBM, where I spent 22 and a half years, and IBM has been a big supporter of this community over the years. And I'm based in the Bay Area. Vaishali Main, my co-host, is also had experience at IBM. We've known each other, Vaishali, for almost 20 years now, or well over 10 years. And Vaishali is based in Texas. And the fun fact that we like to share about ourselves, which Jeff, you probably saw in the slides, is that we've both co-authored books in the ISIP book series. Mine is Service in the AI Era, and Vishali's book, The Power of Community, Give, Get, and Grow. So with that, I will uh, just ask you, Jeff, if you could introduce yourself, and I'll stop the share, and we'll just get introduced, if that sounds all right.
Oh, sure. So I'm Jeff Kent. I'm up in Seattle, and I've been in the IT space for over 15 years, mainly focusing in on the monitoring space. Um, so I worked at Hewlett Packard for many years and Dell, and then at Dell I was a VAR inside of Dell. So rather than giving all my money to Michael Dell, I decided to start a VAR and partnered with Splunk. And most recently, partnered with IBM with the IBM Watson solutions.
Oh, very cool. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So that's very exciting. Focusing on AI and then leveraging AI to help people who are in SOCs or NOCs um, monitor the hundreds and thousands of events, and then doing it with AI that can do it uh, faster, cheaper, and get to the root cause much better than a human.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's kind of our ability to give in terms of helping others, in terms of leveraging AI, and then helping them in terms of managing their data centers.
Great. Yeah.
Um, as far as the get, I want to just work, work can really understand kind of people are doing in the AI space and learning best practices from other individuals. And then um, I can't remember now. Get, give, and one other area.
Grow. Grow.
Grow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you. As far as growing, kind of seeing what type of webinars that you guys have to learn, um, and then potentially participate in any um, discussions and things like that. Now, I do volunteer a lot at the University of Washington, where we do a lot of capstones, and I participate in helping students
Nice.
learn about the industry. So hopefully, I can provide some insight there too.
Very, very good. Wow. I got so many questions that I want to follow up with on what you said so far, but is there a fun fact that you want to share?
Sure. Fun fact. So I took some time off and retired a little bit, semi-retired, and I coached a girls golf team.
Nice. Okay.
And I did that for 5 years. And the team was, when I first started, it was kind of the bottom of the league, kind of like the Bad News Bears.
Hmm.
And within 3 years, We were able to win the school's first ever state title in the school's 6-year history. And
Wow.
yeah, and then the following year we backed it up with the second title, so we were back-to-back state champions.
Wow. Congratulations, Jeff.
Yeah, that's kind of fun.
Wonderful.
That's nice. Amazing. Congratulations on
Oh,
that
thanks.
to you
Uh,
and the teams. Yeah.
yeah. Vaishali, have you ever golfed? Have you ever done golf?
I think golf is a very rich people's game. Because I think about golf, I don't know what the logic is, but when you throw it from such a far distance, right, it still goes there. I used to play lawn tennis when I was in college.
Okay.
I'm short, but I don't know. I used to play that, but that's all, not golf. No. How about you, Jim? Did you play golf?
Uh, Only a little bit. I've played a few rounds, but I'm not like but Jeff sounds
Champion.
like Jeff, if he coached the team to that kind of victory, Jeff, you've got good golf technique and skills for teaching, I'm sure. Congratulations.
Learned a lot on YouTube
Yeah,
That's
from
interesting.
the Korean golf instructors,
yeah.
which is kind of interesting. Yeah. So
Yeah.
they,
Wow.
Well, um, so first of all, you know, uh, you're are you involved with University of Washington at Tacoma campus or the other campus?
the main campus.
The main campus.
Yeah.
Okay. So you should know that our ISSIP president, Haluk Demirkan, who's also a co-founding board member of ISSIP, he is at the University of Washington, Tacoma. He's a tenured professor there.
Oh,
And
wow.
Michael Turek, well, maybe I'll share my screen just for a minute again and show you Michael Turek, who's also at the University of Washington, Tacoma. He leads the capstone projects there. And if you go to the ISIP website in the news, there's Michael Turek of University of Washington, Tacoma. He's leading our AI CoLab program, and he
Oh,
does
wow.
a lot of student mentoring as well. So, and Haluk Demirkan knows Michael very, very well because he's a professor at University of Washington, Tacoma, and also on our board. And Jeffrey Borak, who is from IBM, he's on our board, and he's also up in the Northwest where you are. So maybe you can
Oh,
all
wow.
get together for a coffee or something sometime, or get introduced. Because one of the things we encourage at ISIP is people getting together locally and maybe having a meeting so people can learn together. Maybe one person presents. So yeah, that's fantastic. Also, you mentioned Dell and our if you go to like ISIP history, I'll type in history up here. Um, let's see. Did I hit return? Okay, yeah, here's ISIP history. Um, there's Haluk, he's our current president, but the president in 2025 and 2024 was Deb Stokes, and she's at Dell. She leads their external research innovation.
Hmm.
Um, so you might want to uh, send a connection request if you want to Vishali and I on LinkedIn. And then you might want to connect with Haluk and Michael and Deb. And I'll make a special note to make sure they see this recording because we upload all the stuff to the ISIP YouTube. But I'll give them a special side note CCing you, saying, or maybe just sending it to you and CCing them, letting them know that we got introduced. But that's fantastic. You've already got a lot of interesting potential connections with the ISIP community. Um, and I'll just mention maybe one other thing. You talked about getting involved maybe in some of the webinars we do on Zoom, where we have presenters. And we do have, let's see if I can find the blog post here. Um, oh, there's different ways I can find it. I think I'll go.
I'll be right back. I forgot I left something on the stove.
Oh, please
Hang
hurry.
on a second.
Yeah, I do that all the time, much to my wife's chagrin. Um, let's see. Da-da-da.
Jim, I've also pasted your LinkedIn profile here.
Oh, thank you, Vaishali. Yeah,
Sure.
it's hard
I
to
hope you
copy.
don't mind that, me doing that.
No, absolutely not. Um, so this is the event series. Yeah, I'll show.
That
Hey, good. Hopefully you didn't burn the pot. I have so
I
many.
did burn the pot.
Oh no, so sorry. Uh, yeah, that happens to me all the time. My wife really does not appreciate it, I'll tell you that. But with just a trip to Costco and we get new pots.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's so much cleaning after that. Even I do that. I come here, okay, I've kept the rice, and then only when it burns, you know that when with the smell that, oh, it's already burned.
Yeah.
If it sets off the smoke alarm, then you're really in trouble. So Jeff, you said I've got to update this because we've got two speakers in September that I haven't added here. But Cecilia Lee, she's one of our ISSIP ambassadors. She runs the AI as a Service series, and the recordings of Haluk's talk on responsible AI. He's very involved in Linux Foundations there. I gave a talk on my perspectives on AI and service. And actually, I'm happy to send you a copy of my book, the PDF of it for service in the AI era if you're interested in that.
Sure.
Do you think you might have a book in you? Are you interested in writing a book or not?
Probably not. I'm not
Okay.
an author type.
All right. Not even golf tips. Um,
Yeah.
that
I do
probably
have a
wouldn't be
YouTube
in
channel.
our in our book collections. But yeah, this is so these are probably the ones that you'd be interested in from an AI perspective. We also do have a platform. I don't know if you've ever heard of T-shaped skills. Is that a
Mm.
no? Okay. We've got a platform that's AI powered for that, and we have a speaker series on that that could be interesting. I updated that one recently, so that's got a lot more stuff. Um, but yeah, let's see. Those are the main, yeah, I guess the one right at the top is the main one that we have on AI. But Christina Young, who's our vice president, she's just retired from IBM and she's going to lead a discovery summit on AI's impact on the workforce and skills and responsible AI. So
Mm.
that'll be a good one to attend for sure. Um, but yeah, that's some of the stuff that ISIP's doing with AI that might be of interest to you, Jeff.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah,
Sounds exciting.
I
yeah.
think, Jim, the link that you were looking now was really handy. If you don't mind pasting it here so that Jeff gets it easily.
Oh, sure, sure.
And Jeff, we have also posted our LinkedIn profiles here on the chat, just in case you want to connect with us directly there.
Oh, okay.
Free to do that.
We do have an IZIP LinkedIn discussion group. So once we're connected on LinkedIn, I can invite you to that. And we do have an IZIP Slack channel site. If you're interested in that, let us know. We can get you invited there. Um, okay, so I'm going to put into the chat. Everyone, here we go. Okay, so this is the speaker series. And you'll get a link to the recording of all this, Jeff, as well. And uh, so usually we include some of the links that we put in. And then the progress update link. Let me get that one. The progress update link was our recent 1 hour discussion with the ISAP Board of Directors, and that gave an overview of all our programs, our volunteers, our finances, all that kind of stuff. Got overviewed, um, and the blog post on that is a pretty good one for finding out more. So this was our progress update link. So yeah, those are the two links that I just shared if they're helpful. Actually, I'm
Okay.
gonna upload my book right now, in case you're interested in that. I don't know how much you
Sure.
know about service science or service systems innovation or any of those topics, Jeff, but uh, this book will give you a quick overview. The bulk of the book's only like 50 pages, so it's a pretty easy skim. And there it is. So,
Yeah, put your book in a link, so that'd be great.
yeah. And if you lose it for whatever reason, just when we're connected on LinkedIn, just ping me and I can give it to you on LinkedIn again. Because I know it's hard to keep track of all the files and everything. Let's see. I'm going to go to my LinkedIn right
I
now.
just downloaded it, so I think we're good.
Oh, okay, great. All right, great. Um, so I guess I have one more question. And then any questions you have for us would be great. So are do you have a favorite AI tool that you're using these days, or do you use multiple tools?
We use quite a few t different tools. I
Uh-huh.
guess right now we're using some of the more advanced tools, the recursive language model.
Okay. Mhm.
Um, so how we're using it is that when alert comes in, we put it in a special sandbox
Mhm.
so the LLM doesn't access the raw data.
Mhm.
So have you heard some horror stories about an LLM deleting databases or things like that, or leaking out
Yeah.
data? So
Yeah.
we sanitize the data and then put it into a sandbox, and then we use the RLM to analyze the alert or the different events,
Mm.
and then it continues to access more data. So think of it as like a detective,
Yeah.
and the sandbox is the evidence.
Got
And
it.
so once the evidence is in the sandbox, the detective will go in there and start to analyze it and say, hey, I need some more information. And then it will send a request back to the data source and
Mm.
then put that additional data, which has kind of been sanitized, into the sandbox. And then
Yeah.
we'll continue to do that recursively until it figures out the root cause or who the bad guy is.
Oh,
And
wow.
then we write a report for the like a tier two or tier three analyst in terms of what's the root cause analysis.
Very cool. Okay, so that makes me think about two other things that I should share with you. So I'm going to share my screen again so
Hmm.
you can see these things. Um, so one thing is uh, we work with students. Some of us mentor students. You mentioned you mentor students.
Hmm.
This is a project I did this that just wrapped up in June, so it was over the spring. We call it our academic industry collaboration, and I asked each of the students to learn 5 different AI tools and pretend to be a CEO building a startup company for a service system innovation. So we had a team from Penn State University, industrial engineering students. We had a team from San Jose State University. These were management of information systems students, and they each wrote a white paper and made a short recording of their
Oh,
presentation,
nice.
like a 10-minute recording of what they did with the 5 different tools. And also students from University of Washington Tacoma, their business analytics club participated, and they've got some presentations, white paper presentations and recordings here.
Hmm.
Um, and they all earned ISSIP digital credential for knowledge sharing for doing that. So so that's one I want to put into the chat as well, if I can find the chat link here. So this was our I'll just say students using 5 AI tools for building startup ideas. Uh, that's that. Now, much more relevant. So that's just kind of some ideas if you're mentoring students, you might want to take a look at that. But much more relevant to your sandbox idea is uh, we have our annual excellence awards in three different categories. Let me see if I can find this. Okay. So each year, ISSIP uh, the deadline is like December, the end of the year, and then we announce them in our June progress meeting. But these are our winners of the award. Um, Impact on society, impact on business. This is the one I think you might like. This guy,
Hmm.
Nick Kale from Cisco, they have done some similar things where they don't call it a detective looking at a sandbox, but they have, and they've won previous awards in earlier years. But this is another link I'll put in, and I'll just call it our Excellence Awards. But that's another thing. And I'm sure Nick has written some white papers and some other stuff that's been shared. He should probably be one of the presenters in our AI as a Service series as well. I'll have to tell Cecilia we should interview him again. But these are our Excellence Awards. And so those may be of interest as well. But there's time. We'll get you introduced over time. Jeff, how did you find out about ISIP?
Uh, through the internet.
Really?
Yeah. I
You
was
you
looking for associations and I came across yours and like, oh, it's very interesting.
okay, good. Are you already part of any other associations like IEEE or ACM or any of the other big associations? We're small, they're big.
Yeah, no, but we do presentations with different meetup groups here locally in the Seattle area.
Okay, great. Yeah, those local meetups are fantastic for professional associations. Cool. All right. Well, did you have any other questions or thoughts you wanted to share since we have a little bit of time?
Yeah, there's a couple questions. Do you have any local chapters or is this a national?
We used to have national chapters, but they're kind of inactive. We're very informal. There's only about 2,000 participants in our community, and we're pretty informal. But recently, a couple of our participants have said, "Hey, I want to start a local chapter of ISIP. How do I do it?" Um, so if you're interested in that, once we're connected on LinkedIn, I can get you into the LinkedIn discussion group, and I can also get you, if you're interested in setting up a chapter, um, I could get you into the ISIP Slack where we're having some discussions about that. And because, Haluk's up there, Jeffrey Borick's on our board, and Michael Turek, and we have a lot of students who are participants in the ISIP community that are up in that area as well. A lot, maybe a dozen or so. Um, uh, that's something that we would be very interested in getting, you know, participants to volunteer to do. But no, there's no local chapter currently. But if if you wanted to drive that, you could, and
Okay.
I would certainly support you in it. But it is a bit of work, because you have to invite people and speakers and
Sure.
get interesting things for people to show up in person and find a venue. Um, we're lucky down here. We have several of the local universities have ISIP participants. Actually, ISIP leadership comes from some of the local universities. So anytime we need a room for a talk or anything like that, we can use one of the local universities or companies, and they host us. So that's nice.
Okay. I think the only other question I had was the speaker series. So that's like a webinar that you guys host
Yeah, if you're
every.
interested in presenting, just gin up an abstract and a few slides, and we could get you into that as a presenter. If you're interested in just watching and learning, um, there's that link. You just have to register. Put your email into the registration, and you'll get reminders of the meetings that are coming up and stuff like that. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Are
Sounds
you
good.
thinking you'd like to present as well or are you more interested in being a participant and learning?
Actually, both. If
Yeah.
people find the topic interesting, we're more than happy to share and collaborate with the other ISSIP people.
Great. That's the best. That's exactly what I look for, is people are willing to share what they're working on and looking for collaborators. Do you do much in the open source on GitHub or not so much?
We do open source. Uh, we haven't published a lot on GitHub, but we
Hmm.
do use a lot, of course, our association with IBM. IBM has a lot of open source tools.
Yeah.
So we've been leveraging a lot of the IBM tools um, in our solutions.
Okay. Yeah, Jeffrey Borick, his job at IBM is he's leading the open source uh, office at IBM. So he's very well connected with the Linux Foundation and stuff like that. So yeah, Jeffrey Borick is definitely somebody else I think you would want to connect with, and
Hmm.
he might be able to come to your presentation, and that would be a good thing to try
Yeah,
to.
that would be awesome.
Yeah, yeah, good. Wow, we've got a good set of to-dos out of this this introduction. That's good. That's what we want. That's why we do it. And we like it when there's like, just one or two. I think this morning we had maybe 4 or 5 people. And but it's sometimes it's nice when there's just one person, because then we get more time to have a direct discussion.
Yeah, I appreciate the one-on-one and personalized service.
Yeah, there
I'm
you go.
honored.
Yeah, okay. There's a quote for the next progress update. Jeff said he fantastic. Well, hopefully we'll be connected on LinkedIn soon and we can follow up on all these things. And Vaishali, did you have any thoughts for Jeff?
No, I think yeah, this was brief, but I think we were very focused on what we wanted and we got it sooner. Glad to see you, Jeff, here. And I think there's a lot that we have in common. You're working with the university, and then you also did all of the fun fact was the sports thing that you brought up and AI. Yeah, there's a lot of things that was discussed. Thank you for finding ISIP on the internet because it's a small org. It's not like IEEE or others, but yeah, and then thinking of joining us. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. So I appreciate your op the opportunity and your time
Mhm.
this evening and
Very good. All
looking
right.
forward
Well,
to connecting with you guys in the future.
perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. If you think of other questions or anything, we're very accessible. Again, I think once we're connected on LinkedIn or Slack, it gets easier than, emails and stuff like that. But we're email available as well. I think both of our emails and LinkedIn are in that
Okay.
presentation. Great. And I will. I've got a list of follow-up items here, so I'll get busy on those probably by this weekend at the latest, and look forward to more interaction. And we
All
can.
right, sounds good.
Thank you so much, Jeff. And you may have to cook once again. So have a nice evening.
Yeah. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
All right,
Take
Bye.
care.
cheers. Bye now.